Welcome to Scorched Earth. This is going to be a general reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon and Ascendant. The light is starting to fade, believe it or not. It looks quite bright behind me, but it's actually not. So hopefully we'll get this completed before the sun goes down properly. I've been issuing kind of preemptive apologies in all of these videos because I have been so knocked flat by the Piscean energy and, additionally the Mercury retrograde. I'm falling over my words. I cannot express myself as clearly as I would like. My diction has fallen into the sewer and my technology is just bricking itself right, left and centre around me. So it begins. Sorry for leaving you till last. I didn't mean to. It's always the coins that choose for you who comes first. Like, this is yours. Isn't it beautiful? I'm going to hold it where you can see it. I don't know if it's going to focus terribly well. But it's absolutely extraordinary and beautiful. And yeah, there you go. Just thought I'd share that with you. So, sorry if I'm blathering mess. I'm trying my best. I'm limping towards Aries season. So, have 3 cards for Gemini, please, for the month of March. What's going on with Gemini? Oh, there's the first card. Oh, 6 of Cups. Are you feeling the retrograde as well? Scorpio energy. 2 more cards for Gemini, please. Whoa. 10 of Pentacles, like that. And 1 more for what's coming towards you. What's coming towards Gemini? Oh. Oh shit. Okay. The Tower. It might be a good tower. The Tower's not always bad. In fact, the Tower is actually always good. It just rarely feels like it at the time. At the bottom of the deck we've got the 3 of Wands, which can talk about travel, but it certainly talks about broadening your horizons in some respect. So that's all good. We'll get some clarifiers out and yeah, I'm going to go with the Rider-Waite and see, well, I don't know about you, but I'm quite interested to see what this tower is all about. Right, that'll do. Where's 6 of Cups here for Gemini, please? Oh, there's the first one. 4 of Swords. It's air energy. It talks about, well, I'll tell you what it talks about in a second. Hey, 6 of Cups. Why is the 6 of Cups here? 8 of Wands. Sorry, I didn't mean to give you like an old-fashioned look there, but I'm giving you an old-fashioned look. Why is the 10 of Pentacles here, please? For Gemini for March. The Lovers. That's your card. It's good. Why is the 10 of Pentacles here, please? Fuck. King of Cups. I think I might end up pulling more cards for this. I'm going to see this already. Deep breath. Why is the Tower here? High Priestess. Why is the Tower here for Gemini? The Magician. Also, for me, the card of Gemini. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the 10 of Swords. Ow. I caught my finger in my gate at the allotment the other day. I've just torn a massive chunk out of my finger. I keep forgetting it's there. Anyway, oof. Right. 10 of Swords. This is an ending of some description, right? But it's good. Might be painful at the moment, but it is a good thing that it's happening. So, before I start, what's coming towards you in March is all my major arcana, right? It's big stuff happening here, which is quite the reverse of what's happening down here. Pisces. He's in one. Kills me. So the first card you've got is the Six of Cups, and the reason that I said I assume the retrograde energy is getting to you too is because for me this is a card of the past. More than that, some people say it talks about children, but I very, very rarely see it that way, like once or twice maybe. For me, it's the card of the past. So this can be, just a bit past. It can be a childhood, but it can be further back than that. So we're talking about soulmates, we're talking about soul family, we're talking about past life relationships, potentially, right? But whichever way this applies to you, it's the past. And the overwhelming feeling that I got straight away as soon as I saw it was that you are in a very reflective state of mind, or at least you have been, right? Because this is kind of the recent past touching on the present, right? You've been reflecting on relationships that you've had in the past. Maybe it's relationships plural, maybe it's singular. I feel like it's probably singular, to be honest. It's a particular person that you have been thinking about, and that's what the retrograde energy does to us. But I don't think that you are in communication with them, because we've got the Four of Swords and we've got the Eight of Wands, right? Remember, I gave you an old-fashioned look. I'm going to get to it. The Four of Swords is about withdrawing. It's about retreat. It's about taking a break, right? And it's often off the back of heartbreak, because we've got three swords that are hanging up here, and we've got one that the person is lying on here. And it's about recovery. It's about rest. It can sometimes be about meditation, and like, if you're not doing that, did I say that already? If you're not doing it, you should do it. Get it done. But there's a sense of distance. There's a sense of not communicating, not being in communication at the moment. And it's not being in communication with someone in your past. The reason that I gave you an old-fashioned look is because the Eight of Wands is all about communication. And notice how it's coming in really, really swiftly. And I feel like you spent a bit of time pondering about getting in touch with someone that you do not currently communicate with. Right. The thing is, in this particular deck, there's a certain nostalgic view that's depicted here, presented. It's almost seen through kind of rose-tinted glasses, and the distance, the time spent away, the time in non-communication, I feel like has been causing you to kind of forget the reasons why you stopped communicating with this person in the first place, and concentrate on this, this very idyllic view of what occurred before. And you've been contemplating getting in touch with them. Now, if you haven't contemplated getting in touch with them, you've been thinking about them, certainly. And there's a possibility that they've got in touch with you after a period of, non-communication. But the fact is, the retrograde energy still applies to them as much as it applies to you. So tread carefully is the thing, right? But this is in your recent past, so this is something that you're aware of already. This is not incoming. This has occurred. What's in your current energy is the Ten of Pentacles, and that's awesome, right? It's a really, really good card. It's kind of like, it's the pinnacle of the pips. So you don't get any better than that. And it can talk about business. That's possible. It can talk about the home generally, or it can talk about family. And you'll have to decide which way it applies to you. But there's a real sense of having worked really hard to build something, right? Because it's Pentacles suit. It's not something that just drops in your lap. Although, sometimes it is, because this is often called the inheritance card. But not all of you are going to get an inheritance at once. Not every Gemini has just had an inheritance land in the lap. If you did, that's probably quite nice, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like time and care and effort you've put into establishing something and building something, which you are now currently enjoying the fruits of. So it could be a relationship, could be business, could be home, could be your family situation, you know, it could just be your general circumstance that you find yourself in, you know, with friends, those friends who become family, potentially. But underneath here, we've got your card, Gemini, and this King of Cups. Now, what is not immediately apparent to me, and why I said I wanted to pull some more cards, was because the Lovers being your card could just be you. And the King of Cups could be an energy that you are experiencing at the moment, because you're pretty happy where things are materially. But equally, it could be you and someone else, right? And I feel like I need to drill down a little bit into which it is before I go any further. So, tell me about the Lovers. Why is the Lovers here, please? Five of Cups. Okay. Why is the Lovers here? Ooh, the Lovers here for Gemini. 10 of Pentacles. Alright. Where's the King of Cups here? For Gemini, please. Where's the 10 of Cups here for Gemini? Oh, King of Cups, I mean. 3 of Pentacles. And the Hermit. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the 2 of Pentacles, we've got the Page of Cups, which is messages of love, and for me, more often than not, it's apologies. And then underneath that, we've got the Lovers again, your card again. So, where the fuck did this weather just come from? Like, all day, there's been my neighbour across the road. He has trimmed and chainsawed every inch of his property. The noise has been just completely unnecessary for hours and hours and hours. And he finally finished. I had to go downstairs and listen to like the whole of the Tool album to woosah myself. And I've had 20 minutes of peace, beautiful, idyllic peace, and now the wind is just like fucking trashing everything again like that. I'm going to move abroad. I've just decided. Anyway. This has suddenly got much more complicated. I feel like you are in a complicated frame of mind, because the other interpretation for the Lovers, and the one that I prefer overall, is a choice. And the 2 cards that have come out to clarify are the 5 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. Those are 2 very opposing energies. They're 2 very different energies, and it does speak of the Gemini experience. You know, this duality, right? Because this one, it talks about grief, it talks about regret, it talks sometimes about guilt, actually. But it definitely speaks of a sense of loss. And then we've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is, like, you know, look at that happy family depicted there. You know, it's like everything just being right. So is this 10 of Pentacles up here, the top here? Is this you throwing yourself into your work to cover the fact that you are grieving over something that you've lost? Or is it a front? Is it what you're putting up to the rest of the world, when actually what's going on underneath is a little more complicated than that? Because if you've boiled something down, such as this, to 2 options: to remain in a state of grieving and loss for something, or to pick the nice thing. Like, that's a bit of a no-brainer. Why are you struggling with that? Can you see my issue? And then we've got this King of Cups. And I have to confess, I'm no further forward in working out whether this is a person or an energy. If it's a person, it's a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be a man, it can be a woman as well. It's just the masculine presentation of the suit. But to clarify it, we've got the Three of Pentacles and the Hermit. Right? The threes are external, they're about expansion, right? And the Three of Pentacles particularly talks about working together with other people to build something that is quite solid. The Hermit is the card of Virgo, but it talks about retreat. It talks about going within and finding answers there. It's a very internal card, where this is a very external card. And it feels like that's an either or, just as this is an either or. So we've got this Ten of Pentacles at the top, which then breaks down into, you know, the Lovers and the King of Cups, which then subdivides further into these two states. Like, do I stay grieving and retreat, withdraw? Or do I throw myself in balls deep, which you are with the Ten of Pentacles, like it's commitment, it's full commitment, and work together with somebody to do something. See how I said it feels quite complicated? On the face of it, that shouldn't be a difficult situation, but there's obviously something about this that is difficult. There's more to it than it would first appear. Tell me about this Five of Cups, please. Why is this Five of Cups here for Gemini? Ace of Pentacles. Tell me about this Five of Cups. And Death. Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Sun. With the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck, which is also out here. Right. This just got even more complicated, because now when we're looking at the kind of the withdrawing and the you know, grieving and the sense of loss and all that, we've got the Ace of Pentacles and Death, right? That's a card of an ending and a card of a beginning, but for me, Death always includes an ending anyway, because it's about clearing out old energies and moving forwards. This feels like you feel like you've missed the boat with something. You've missed an opportunity of some sort. Because then on the other side, when I'm looking at the working together and the Ten of Pentacles, we've got the Ace of Cups and the Sun. Now there are two starts here indicated, one with the Ace of Pentacles and one with the Ace of Cups. And then we have this energy of Scorpio and this energy of Leo right here. Those signs may be important, but they don't have to be. Like, Death is an uncomfortable energy and an ending, like something drawing to a close, clearing out of dead wood to start again. The Ace of Cups is a new start in love, right? Possibly with a Leo, possibly not. But the Sun is the most positive card in the deck. Why are you struggling with this decision? You know, that's another card that indicates travel. Like, maybe you don't have the resources to do exactly what it is that you want to do. Maybe that's what this is the Ten of Pentacles at the top. All right. you're Gemini, you're the Magician card. Maybe what you are focusing on so hard at the moment is the acquisition of these pentacles in order that you might do something, because there's a sense here of you feeling like you've missed out on something. I see that. I do see that. And it's a lost opportunity, because the Five of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles, right? That's grieving over a lost opportunity for a new start in something. But then you've got the potential to build something that is materially quite successful, with a big emotional component as well, because we've got the Ace of Cups there, like with someone else. And you seem sort of stuck in a way that it shouldn't necessarily suggest that you are stuck, unless the thing that is holding you back is the material resources to make what you want to happen. I hope this is making sense to someone, because frankly I have no fucking clue what is going on down here. None. Not a bit of it. So, what's coming towards you is the Tower. Right? Now, like I said, the Tower is always good. It just rarely feels like it at the time. Right? The energy comes in and it's sudden and it's shocking, and it tears down anything that's not been built correctly or maintained correctly. Right? And the idea is, once the Tower has fallen and the storm has passed and the waters have receded and all that kind of thing, then you get a chance to look at what remains and make a more sensible decision about, you know, where you build the tower, what you build the tower from. If you're even going to fucking rebuild the tower at all, you know, where it is, whether you're going to shift it, right? We've got the High Priestess and the Magician. Oh, that's a really powerful combination right there. Mm-hmm. It's card number 2 and number 1 of the Major Arcana, respectively. And the Magician is the Master Manifester. That's what you are, Gemini, right? You've got the ability to bring in, you know, the reason for me that the Magician is Gemini above any others is abracadabra. I create as I speak, right? What's Gemini renowned for? Speaking. You know, you don't shut up. But that's cool, right? You create as you speak. But then there's this, and this is very much the internal space, right? It's about knowledge, it's about wisdom, it's about intuition. And when you combine these two together, this is following your gut to create something really quite spectacular. So why are these cards coming out underneath the Tower? Let's investigate. This is truly fascinating reading, Gemini. Like, and I really hope it resonates with someone, because it's cool, even if I have no idea what's going on. So, what is this Tower moment for Gemini? Five of Swords, right? Five of Swords for me is a break in communication. It's about walking away from situations that you're just not going to win. And you're a fucking Gemini. Like, you talk 10 to the dozen. If you're in a position where you can't verbally communicate with someone and get some kind of resolution from it, then you're in trouble. And the fives are about instability. They're about things shifting, right? So we've got a card of things shifting to clarify a card that talks about, well, things shifting and falling down. Tell me about the Tower. Whoa. 10 of Swords. Again, that's 2 tens of Swords right there. And it's come out with the Knight of Wands, which for me is the card of Sagittarius. Now, so this might involve a Sagittarius somewhere. But if not, the Tower is the Tower moment, as it is a break in communication with someone off the back of humiliation, betrayal, backstabbing, something like that, or just feeling like you've really hit rock bottom, right? And if you're not dealing with a Sagittarius, then it feels like there's an aspect of seizing the day implied by this, right? Because it's not really a card of commitment, the Knight of Wands. It's about, it's YOLO, right? It's carpe diem. It's seize the day. Feels a little bit like somebody's fucking you over, is the thing, right? Because it leaves you feeling betrayed and backstabbed and heartbroken, you know, left for dead, effectively. Interestingly, we've got the King of Cups at the bottom of this deck now. Maybe it's a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, possibly. But if nothing else, it could be somebody delivering some really cutting words to you that change the way that you view the situation that you're in the month of March. Tell me more about the Five of Swords, please. Hell, Three of Swords. Like, Five of Swords, Ten of Swords, Three of Swords, right? These are words delivered by somebody that you trust and that you care for and that you have a great deal of emotion for, right? And they're breaking your heart with what they say, right? They're going to leave you really, really low. But the Tower energy comes in to clear out those things that haven't been built properly, whatever this is. And this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This can be just anybody that you really, really care about. So it can be a sibling, it can be, you know, a family member, it can be a friend, you know. But what it does is it lights a fire up you. And you're like, why have I been procrastinating on this decision? Why have I been struggling with this decision so hard? I just need to seize the day. I need to go. I need to do the thing. And that's where these two cards come in. Because you follow your gut and you manifest what it is that you're wanting to do. What it is that you feel so strongly about, that you're really contemplating it in your energy here at the moment. Right. Tell me more about the Magician. What is Gemini trying to manifest? A new relationship, I think. Possibly with a Cancer. Doesn't have to be, but it's possible. Tell me more about the Two of Cups. Ooh. Page of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. Yeah, like, we've got a King of Wands at the bottom of this deck now, which could be a Sagittarius, but it could be an Aries or a Leo. And Queen of Swords underneath there, which is your Queen, right? This is getting you thinking logically, because you seem to be a bit mired at the moment. It's stuck in this cyclical energy, right? But what it is that you're trying to manifest is the Two of Cups. You're trying to manifest a relationship of some description, right? And I don't think it's with this, whatever this nasty sword shit is up here. It's somebody else. It's somebody different. And it could be a Cancer, but it doesn't have to be. But there's a sense of you wanting to really drive forwards with it, right? Leave the past right behind and move relentlessly forwards. And what are you moving towards? Well, this Page of Cups, Nine of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. That's the third time the Ten of Pentacles has come out. Now you've got a plan, you've got a vision, you've got something that you want to achieve, and you're going to do it. With this Page of Cups and this Nine of Wands, it's possible that it might be with that person, because the Page of Cups for me is often an apology. So maybe, you know, you have a really, really, you know, harsh verbal battle. They break your heart with some bullshit that they say. This lights a fire into you, and you're like, right, I'm going to do everything fucking cool that I want to do. And then they come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, can we move forwards victoriously? because the Nine of Wands is about boundaries for me. So maybe there's more respect for the boundaries. Maybe there's an apology for crossing those boundaries. That's possible. Is this an old relationship or a new one? Temperance. More Sagittarius. But it talks about healing. Tell me more about this Two of Cups. Tell me more about this Two of Cups. It's fucking cack-handing these cards everywhere. Whole heap of cards that just fell out there. Let's have a look and see what we've got. That's interesting. So we've got the King of Swords. We've got the Chariot again. We've got the Sun again. And we've got the High Priestess again. Right, the Sun is the card of Leo. We've got that a couple of times now. We've got 2 cards of Sagittarius. We've got 2 cards of Scorpio on the table. If any of these signs mean anything to you, then all's the good. If not, the King of Swords is your king, right? And I feel like that's you expressing your truth. And in doing so, it's very healing for you. So this could well be this person that you fall out with. It's possible. But then there's a sense of really driving forwards in a victorious way. The Sun, most positive card in the deck. And then the High Priestess. You know, maybe some aspect of this relationship is actually secret at the moment. And this is why you've been struggling with it, because you haven't been able to talk to anybody about it. That's possible. Why is the High Priestess here? But it could simply be talking about your intuition. Using your intuition to take you forwards. I cannot see the card. It's not really dark in here. Hermit. Back to Hermit energy again. But the High Priestess and the Hermit together is about going within to find the answers, but then trusting the fucking answers when you find them, right? Because the High Priestess, she governs that internal space, and she's all about the intuition and the knowledge and all that kind of thing. There's no point in going within if you don't trust what you find when you're there. I don't really know what to make of this. It seems a little bit jumbled, but I feel like there's some resonance for someone somewhere. It's just the Sun. It's just rolled itself over my hand again there. Let's get some cards of advice, Gemini, because if nothing else, it might make me feel a bit better about the fact that I have no fucking idea what's going on. We get a different deck. Which deck? I'm going to use the Marigold, I think. Just going to use a little shuffle. Add some cards of advice for Gemini, please. What's going on with Gemini? Let me know. Strength. That's another Leo card. You could well be dealing with a Leo. But if you're not dealing with a Leo, it's asking you to trust the fact that you are strong enough to be able to make this decision. We've got the Seven of Cups has come in, but it's come in reverse. Like the right way up, it talks about having lots of options. It has, you know, lots of things that you can choose from. This way round, it tells me that it's about choosing one thing, and this indecision that you're hiding, it would seem, from the world. Certainly, you're stuck in your internal space, just going round and round in circles with what you want to do and what's not happening. Like, you cannot manifest if your energy is scattered, right? Gemini, you know this, right? You have to be singularly focused on what it is that you want. And it seems like it's asking you to do that. I have one more card of advice for Gemini, please. Oh, here it is. Three of Rings, which is the Three of Pentacles in a standard deck. And it talks about building. Right? It's come out again. We had the Three of Pentacles before. It talks about building together with someone else. And then at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Knight of Cups. Right? And the Nine of Cups directly under that. Follow your happy, Gemini. You know deep in your heart what will make you happy. And you're being asked to trust that. Follow it. Trust your inner voice. Trust what your intuition is telling you. Right, I'm going to leave that there because we have now almost lost the light, and I don't think I have anything useful to add that won't just make this even more complex than it is already. So take care. If the video resonated, I'd love it if you leave a like or something, so at least I know. But failing that, I'll see you in about a week or so for the mid-months. Take care.